No homo.
Promo. Pony Romo. No homo.
Come on in. Come on in. Yes.
Yeah.
Loving it. Loving it.
Man, living it and loving it.
Going and growing.
We're going
You'll see
and
it
growing.
coming and going.
And you gonna see us coming and going. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it, D. Let's do it. Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
Woo. For that ass.
Woo.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass. No Diddy. No doubt.
No Diddy. No doubt.
Man, today is March 13th, 2025. We thank you all so much for listening to us. A nice warm day in the loo.
Man,
We got folks
beautiful
on the
day.
patio. They got the drink serving up.
Man, they already
They
outside.
feeling it. They feeling it.
Feeling it.
Feeling it. We'll get started. A lot to chop up. Of course, we'll start off with our rest in peace. Today, John Feinstein, best-selling author and sports writer, passed away at the age of 69.
Damn.
Full-time reporter for the Washington Post from 1977 to 1991, and a commentator for outlets such as NPR, ESPN, and the Golf Channel. Very good author. Wrote Season on the Brink. If you get a chance to pick that up, or if you know about it. I was texting my friend Larry about it, and that was the first thing he said. And so we both obviously have read that book. It chronicles the 1987 season, if I'm not mistaken, of Indiana Hoosiers, in the whole season, and that's the year they won the championship.
Oh, wow.
So it's start to finish, and yeah, it's a very good read. Junior Bridgman, former NBA player and entrepreneur, passed away Tuesday at the age of 71. During his NBA career, he started investing in Wendy's restaurants and eventually built a fast food empire with his company, Bridgman Foods, owning more than 450 restaurants.
Dang.
As well as he owned Ebony and Jet magazines.
Damn.
Yeah. Oliver Miller, 9-year NBA vet, passed away. Bob Rivers, radio DJ, and then Coco T. Never heard of Coco T. He's a reggae icon. So I'm going to do a little homework. Coco T. And
Coco T, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Damn.
The soda
Coco
water.
T. Right.
Coco T.
Coco T.
Coco T.
Man, I wonder what his music was sounding like.
Yeah, and that's why I said I got to check him out. That's why I like doing these, because some of these folks we hear about, man, yeah, I need to do a little homework.
Yeah, do my due diligence.
Due diligence.
Right.
Birthdays on March the 16th, which is Sunday. Which would be Selection Sunday, of course.
Selection Sunday.
And the day we release our podcast. Joel Embiid will celebrate a birthday.
Okay.
Often injured, 76er.
Right.
Blake Griffin will celebrate a birthday as well. Former baseball player Curtis Granderson played for the Mets, the Tigers. Todd Heap, big tight end. I don't know if you remember him for the
Ravens, of
Arizona
course.
Cardinals. He celebrates a birthday. Rodney Peete, NFL quarterback, played for the Eagles. Mel Gray, and I think this is Mel Gray Jr. because he's listed as NFL wide receiver, kick returner. The original Mel Gray, pretty sure that might be him. That might be the original Mel Gray, played for the Cardinals. This is Houston and Tennessee Oilers. So, yeah, that might be the original Mel Gray.
Yeah, the Tennessee Oilers, yeah.
Ozzie Newsome, American NFL tight end and football executive, celebrates a birthday.
Okay.
As well as Hollis Stacy, American golfer. Those are our birthdays. History on the 16th March in 2022. After 20 seasons as Fox's NFL lead broadcast team, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman joined ESPN as the new lead commentators of Monday Night Football.
Oh, that was 2022?
That was a big move. Doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Right.
2020, Major League Baseball suspends remainder of spring training and delays the start of the regular season in response to COVID-19.
COVID.
returned dependent on recommendations by Centers for Disease
Shut
Control.
down.
I remember they shut it down. It was just
Shut it down.
nobody in the stands. You couldn't even have fans in the
Nobody.
stands. It was empty. And then in 1996,
Nobody.
Mike Tyson
Mike
TKO's
Tyson.
Frank Bruno in the third round to gain the heavyweight title.
I
So
just
that's
knocked him
our
out.
rest in peace, birthdays, and history.
And history all in one.
All in one.
Man,
Busy,
a lot
busy
going on.
time this week. And
It
I
is.
failed to mention we will be joined later in the show by AM and the PM
AM
Dre.
and the PM.
He'll join us talking a little bit of NFL free agency. But right now, we're going to talk a little NCAA tournament as
NCAA.
we get to wrap up conference tournament play.
Okay.
Selection Sunday will take place later on Sunday the 16th. And it's obviously the day we release the podcast.
Always.
Me and D will be rooting for St. John's on the
St.
men's side
John's.
and USC on the women's side. We picked those two teams last week. I felt pretty good about St. John's after they pulled out that win over Marquette.
They got a little bit of that Cinderella magic a little bit right there. Some of that, those are the games that you like to see because they were battling.
And the USC battle, the women battle.
USC did battle.
UCLA came back and got them. They won most of that game.
Got them.
Juju Watkins tried to bring them back, but it was too little too late. They had beaten UCLA twice already this season, so it was a little get back for UCLA. Yeah.
Real get back.
And they get that automatic bid. And I'm going to go through the automatic bids that we have as of right now. Obviously, the women, since they played their tournament games last week, there's a complete. On the men's side, obviously, they're still ongoing. So on the men's side, the automatic bid so far, because some of these teams, after we introduce them to you, you might not hear much from them. It'll be one and done, son.
One and done. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. In the West Coast Conference, you got Gonzaga. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Yeah, I've always called them Gonzaga.
Yes, Gonzaga. Yeah. Gonzaga.
In the Sun Belt Conference, you got Troy. Summit League Conference, Omaha gets an automatic bid.
Omaha.
The Southland League, McNeese State gets a bid. In the Southern Conference, Wofford, they got a pretty good team. The OVC, SIU, Edwardsville locally beat our CMO. What are they now? The Red Hawks. Yeah, I still want to call them the Indians.
Yeah, the Red Hawks.
The Red Hawks. They were the Indians back in the day when I went to school there, but now they're the Red Hawks. In the Northeast Conference, St. Francis advances. The Missouri Valley Conference, which was played here in St. Louis, that tournament, Drake advances.
Drake?
In the Horizon League, Robert Morris moves on. In the CAA, UNC Wilmington,
CAA.
Big South, High Point. In the ASUN Conference, Lipscomb. And then on the women's side, the AAC, you got South Florida, the ACC Duke, coached by former Tennessee standout Kara Lawson. She's brought that program along. I like Kara Lawson. Atlantic 10 Conference, George Mason advances. The Big East, UConn, no surprise there.
UConn.
The Big Ten, for the first time with UCLA in it, they move on. They get the automatic bid. In the Big 12, TCU grabs that spot.
I see you too.
Yes, sir. In the Big Sky Conference, Montana State. The Big South, High Point. In the Horizon League, you got Green Bay. And in the Mountain West, you got San Diego State. The OVC, Tennessee Tech.
Okay.
SEC, you got those Lady Gamecocks, South Carolina. That me and D, we were kind of talking about. Maybe we should have stayed with our team, but we'll see how things.
That's the squad.
That's the squad. We still root for them, but overall, I gotta stay with Juju and the girls.
Yeah, we staying with the love and basketball.
SoCon Conference, UNC Greensboro. In the Summit Conference, South Dakota State. The Sun Belt, Arkansas State. And in the West Coast, you got Oregon State. So those are the teams that have already wrapped up automatic bids. I know, like I said, on the men's side, they are currently playing tournaments today, tomorrow, which would be Friday, Saturday, and then closing out on Sunday. Yeah, it's an exciting time. This is what we wait for.
Absolutely.
In terms of college basketball.
So the lower seeds play this weekend. That's right. Is that right?
They haven't selected yet.
Okay, so election Sunday is Sunday.
The big conferences like the SEC are still playing to see who's going, who
Okay,
gets that
okay.
automatic bid.
So those games are still going on.
Yeah, those games are
Okay.
still going on, and then of course selection Sunday when they choose which teams will make it after or get those at-large bids.
Right.
Since you got your automatics already decided.
Okay.
And as we mentioned earlier, we are joined now by AM in the PM, Dre in the house.
Yes,
welcome
sir.
back.
Hey, man, happy
What's
to be
happening?
here. Glad
One
to
of
be
our-
live.
Yeah, one of our Monday night crew members. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll just
Absolutely.
go through free agency real quick. I won't hit all the people. I'm just going to hit the main folks. Myles Garrett re-signs with Cleveland. He tricked us all, as I talked about. Josh Allen got a huge extension.
Big
Devontae
deal.
Adams signs with the Rams. DJ Metcalf traded to the Steelers. Sam Darnold to the Seahawks. Justin Fields signs with the New York Jets. Daniel Jones leaves Minnesota, goes to the Colts. He wants to start. Joey Bosa fools he signs with Buffalo. I thought he was going to join his brother Nick out in San Francisco.
Right,
that would have been sweet. I'll say two brothers. Mom would have been in one game.
The brothers.
Right. Exactly.
That would have been
DeAndre Hopkins signs with the Ravens. That's a good pickup.
pick.
D-Hop. DeMarcus Lawrence leaves the Cowboys, joins the Seahawks. Trey Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga leave San Francisco for Denver. Mac Jones goes to the Niners. And one of the main other ones is Mason Rudolph leaves Tennessee, goes back to the Steelers.
They like
Looks
him.
like he may be, as of right now, he may be QB1.
The boys are back in town.
They're gonna have to get somebody. I'm about to say, DCAS, I ain't signed for no Mason Rudolph. Y'all better get either Russ back, or you better get A-Raj in here or something. Because
remember when we saw the trade, what I say, who's going to get him the ball?
No kidding.
That's the first thing I text, because I'm like, okay,
who's the quarterback?
Yeah, and that's before we knew Justin Fields was leaving.
I'm about to say, George Pickens and DK Metcalf is also diva-like. They going to be frustrated. Oh, okay. Sitting there, you got a quarterback 2, quarterback 3 trying to get them the ball, and the
quarterback
throws are
3.
He did lead them. I forgot who brought that up. He did lead them to a playoff game, a playoff win. Did they?
I don't think they won, but
I don't think they won. It was is that the one against the Colts a couple years back?
Yeah, 2
he's
ago.
A basic. I give him basic bottom
he's a
line
2.
Too.
Yeah, he's a 2.
I give him bottom line 2. Glorified 3.
Lower B. So if you were grade on the scale like a B minus,
I'm thinking C.
Like C plus?
Yeah, like a
C.
Strong C.
20.
Because I'm thinking like D and F.
Right.
B tier, I'm thinking like 2 is B tier, top B tier.
Which is where Justin Fields falls to me.
Right.
He's not a true number 1. He can be your number 1.
Right.
I don't think that was a good move for him. I know what it is. It's a FU to Pittsburgh. I started 6 games. I won 4 of those games. I was playing well, and then you benched me as soon as Russell was healthy. But I just thought he was going to be the better fit in Pittsburgh because they wanted him to be the starter.
Right. And now looking back on it, mine should have stayed, because if you had stayed, Mason's the 2, you the 1.
Right.
You got weapons, and then Russ can be out of there, but
I don't see him being all that successful with the Jets. They've got a decent team, but I thought they lost a wide receiver.
They need some structure.
I'm going to say they still got, they lost.
I think Aaron Glenn is going to provide that.
I hope. Well, I know he will, but what about the front office?
Yeah.
They just so questionable.
Well, they did turn that over. I can't tell you right off the top who's that's the problem. The owner meddles.
That's what I'm saying.
Kind of Jerry Jones like. He meddles.
Yeah.
I thought they would have been good bringing Rex back for some reason. I don't know how that just happened for Aaron Glenn. Did I say Rex Ryan? Yeah, Rex Ryan.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think it was just the way. Sorry, I was just gonna say I think it was the way he was handling the pre-hire stuff, was saying I'm the best candidate for the job.
They were like, I ain't trying to do that.
They was
like, okay, we already been down this road with you before.
Literally.
You just reminded us why we got rid of you.
Listen, for real, you too loud. It's like you ain't gonna come in here and work. But they still got Garrett Wilson. They trying to. I think they trying to move Alan
I was in a
Lazard.
ruckus.
Right, for real. Like, dang, bro, shut your ass up.
You literally just causing more problems than wins at this point.
But like you said, they do still have Garrett Hall, right?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Okay,
Garrett
I thought I
Wilson.
said that wrong.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson.
Garrett
and
Wilson.
then
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall,
Brees
the running
Hall.
back. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking about.
Alan Lazard, but I think they're trying to move him, of course.
Yeah, I'm about to say Lazard was still there.
I think any remnants of Aaron Rodgers or anybody associated with Aaron Glenn is not going to, he's not going to stand for that.
Yeah. You don't want them to send any intel or any, oh, this what's going on here.
But Lazard's not bad.
He's not.
He was like the wide receiver one towards the end there.
Depending on what the plan is at receiver, because you're gonna have to get, like you were saying, they really don't have much to work with. They just, I would just say I'd rather would have stayed with the Steelers just because you see the moves they're making now. They're in championship contention. You don't know where the Jets are gonna be, and then the organization is championship quality.
And they were in the playoffs.
They were in the playoffs. Just being in that locker room, you're around a winning system. Tomlin.
You know the system.
You already know the system.
You had a year with Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith.
Artie Smith.
And I'm gonna bring him up in just a little bit. But any of those moves surprise you outside of Myles Garrett going back after he made such a big deal of the fact he had to be with the contender? You're going back to the same old Cleveland Browns, who aren't that far off, but if they're going to make the right moves. As of right now, they still don't have a QB1. Somehow they let Russell get away. I don't know if he didn't impress him enough. He was supposed to interview with New York today, as well as I think Joe Flacco was supposed to interview with the Giants. Russell may be left without a chair when it's all said and done.
For real, they trying to weed him out the league.
Something is happening, isn't it? It's something going on where all of a sudden Russell is persona non grata.
Like literally,
for real.
Dundada.
For real. He's still saying Broncos Nation. Let's ride,
man. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Hawks. What was it? 12 man, what did he say? Hawks
Mr.
out.
Unlimited.
He used to say something when he was in Seattle.
Yeah, Mr. Unlimited.
Man,
there's a limit.
I got a question for you both. Why is the national media so caught up with Aaron Rodgers holding out to play for Minnesota? You got a QB on a rookie deal, which everybody wants. You built pieces around them. You've signed the right people. And you let Sam Darnold walk. You let Daniel Jones walk. Why wouldn't you go after maybe a Jameis Winston, a Jacoby Brissett, somebody that can be a placeholder until J.J. McCarthy is 100% ready? Why this fascination with Aaron Rodgers?
I think you've shown us what we're going to see.
Exactly.
The hype was around him with the whole hard knocks, this and that. And I think people felt bad once he tore his Achilles. They was like, okay, he didn't really get his. They said they were going to win the Super Bowl that year. Even when he came back, they still said they were going to win the Super Bowl. And it was almost like they had put so much smoke up in the air that it was like, okay, the bar is set way too high. And I think that's what the downfall was when the season didn't pan out how we thought it was. But I agree with you. I wouldn't go after Aaron Rodgers besides the fact that they say all the backups that played under him, they do learn a lot from him. He's good as far as teaching them different mechanics and showing them how to be a pro athlete and how to carry themselves on the field, at least. I don't know about the off the field stuff, being that he's not really a family man. He said his family don't even talk to him. The retreats he go on every offseason. He's missing mandatory mini camp. Like, you stack that bad stuff, the cons, with the pros, and then see if that's really what you want for your organization. But, personally, I would, like you said, I would want somebody I know that could be a little more successful within the system. Like you said, Jacoby Brissett. Honestly, I'd want Jameis. I just wouldn't keep his ass on the field that much. He's a motivation guy.
Yeah, he can be backup for sure.
Yeah, like, he's going to teach him the right things, show him the right things. But I wouldn't be putting him in there as obviously a first place option. But for J.J. McCarthy, that'd be good if you're going to have him. Even Joe Flacco. You saw they tried a Joe Flacco around. I'd probably even go Joe Flacco before I would too.
It sounds like JJ's not going to be ready right off the bat, maybe for training camp or something to that effect. So they need a placeholder. Like I said, a Jameis Winston. Joe Flacco would be great. I just don't think that Aaron would want to come in there, and then once that QB is healthy, he's going to be
Already.
on the bench.
Sit down.
He's not going
Right.
to do that, and that's where
No.
you're going to have some disarray. And you got to remember they were 14-2 last year.
Mhm.
Minnesota was a team, and they, like I said earlier, they have pieces. They're building up their offensive line some more. They're building up the defense even more because they have resources. Because you do have a quarterback on a rookie deal.
Mhm.
You have 30 to 35 million to waste on an Aaron Rodgers when you can pay what 20. I don't even know what the going rate is for a placeholder quarterback.
That's what they
Right.
gave that's what they gave Justin Fields, what, a 2-year, $20 million deal. That was
Right.
surprising.
And now he's going to be the starter.
Even Mac Jones, I think, I forgot his deal. He only got what, $4 million, I think.
He didn't get much, but he
at all.
had
That was
a
surprising.
nice rookie deal. Being drafted
Yeah,
by
Dang.
two
New
They
England.
throwing M's around like crazy.
2
I'm
years,
still
$7
happy
million.
with.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
would be
still
happy
right,
with that.
but that's a lot
Right.
of money. That's so crazy.
It is crazy money,
7
but when you look at it in comparison, it's not a whole lot.
No, not in comparison.
I mean, you not know Josh Allen, but when he even said he left money on the table just so they can bring extra pieces in. I think they was going to pay him like 62.
He could have maxed
But
out
he was
on
like,
their ass.
yeah, he was like, you know what? If that's going to hinder, obviously, Dak. I'm sure as hell Dak didn't say that when it was
Oh
coming
my
time.
God, Dak
Didn't say anything close to that.
No, you said 60. Shoot, make it 60.
That's why they ain't. That's why they just in a hole now. And they
Exactly.
pay CD Max.
Now they did restructure
The CDs.
both of their deals, CD and Dak, and I mentioned that in just a little bit, but I don't think they freed up enough where they're going to be able to sign Micah Parsons to that big extension that he wants and continue to build and put a contender on the field. I don't understand what Jerry Jones is doing. Like I said, they are the number one valuated team in the NFL, worth $10 billion or more. And they don't like to spend money. I don't even get it.
They say
they spend money, but they don't spend money wisely. I'll just say it
there
like
you go.
that.
And they always say they have, I guess, the average as far as the sales at the home games, they have 97,000 each time. He don't care. People still packing the stands.
Oh, yeah, they still packing the house.
That's one of the hottest tickets to get is a Cowboys.
Being a 300 level, you can't even see the field.
Can't see a damn thing. You're watching more of the TV than you're watching looking at the field.
That big
they
ass
do got that
TV.
Jumbotron, though.
Man,
Right.
so you could just I could do that at the house, but and he's renting that mug out, multiple concerts,
That's
multiple
true.
events, fights.
WrestleMania.
He keeps it.
Yeah, he keeps it
Popping.
busy.
Yeah, he keeps it busy.
Because he really don't give a damn if they're playing with if the product on the field is good.
He said the tickets is selling like cracking it.
Right.
Like I used to tell y'all, crack in the 80s. We up, baby.
That's what.
And then my next question is, why is Arthur Smith not catching more heat on how poorly the Steelers' offense looked in those last 5 games of the season? I still haven't heard anything.
He's bland.
Yeah.
It's bland. They say, and that was the other thing, is that him and Russ were beefing.
They was butting heads.
And maybe that might be one of the reasons they didn't want to bring Russell back. And that's why, if Justin Fields was there, didn't you know there was beef? You'd be like, oh man, I was quiet. I did everything I was supposed to do.
Right.
I'll just stay here and slide into that number 1 spot.
Yeah, it was just a basic offense. Ordinary, didn't do nothing special. Towards the end, it got very predictable.
It looked so predictable. That's when they were looking. The Ravens, didn't it?
Man,
yeah.
and
I know they battled back in that game, but
was that Christmas or Thanksgiving, that game? I can't remember the Ravens one.
Oh, remember that was in the playoffs.
The wild card, yeah.
I'm talking about in the playoff game.
Yeah, and then towards the end, those last couple when they were just stumbling on their feet, couldn't move the ball at all. It was just way too predictable. What did you think? Did you look at the Falcons' offense? What he was doing?
That's what I was surprised when they hired him.
I swear
he didn't look special. The last time he called a good offense is when he was with Tennessee, but of course they had King Henry.
They had King Henry to make him look good.
He can cover up a lot of mistakes.
Exactly.
For real.
But you had Bijan Robinson his rookie season, right?
They weren't utilizing him correctly.
Utilize him right.
Had him sitting a little bit too. Really, everybody was like wondering, do you know this weapon that you have?
Man, tripping.
Not even trying to put him in there.
But I don't know why he's not under fire a little bit more.
It just seems like he should be catching a little bit more heat than what he has so far, because normally Mike Tomlin don't play with coordinators, especially offensive coordinators. He has no problem letting you go.
That's why he got rid of Canada, I think, last year when they had
Canada.
He was horrible. Matt Canada, and then I think that's probably why they gave Artie a little bit more grace because they did have a little success this year, and you can chunk up some of the stuff to probably like the O-line wasn't the greatest. Najee Harris looked a little bit watered down at times as far as his
Where did he go? He went
explosiveness.
out west. The Chargers, I think.
Yeah, Chargers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Najee
So,
Harris went to the Chargers.
so we'll see if
It's interesting.
Jim Harbaugh, he likes to do the run offense and stuff. So we'll really get to see if Najee was washed or if it was just the system and how they were running him essentially in Pittsburgh. But
I think in Harbaugh's system, he's going to do well. He normally, similar to how Shanahan does with running backs, they always seem to flourish in that particular offense. And something about the way Harbaugh likes to run the ball, he likes to have multiple healthy backs. And I think Najee's going to have a nice season. I think he's not going to all pro for him, but I think he'll be a nice complimentary piece for him. All right. We'll move on to our top 5 surprises of the free agency period. I wanted to start from 5 to 1. My first, or the one that shocked me, Mac Jones finally made his way back to San Francisco after all. If you all remember in that draft, they traded up to go get Trey Lance. And everybody was wondering, are they taking Mac Jones? Who are they going after? It was Trey Lance. They drafted. Mac Jones ended up falling back down to the Patriots that particular year. So that was my number 5. Do you have one? Anything that surprised you?
Hey, is it just any moves or did they
any
have
of the moves that were made?
I know there was speculation, but I guess Cooper Kupp getting released by the Rams. I think that was pretty shocking too as well. I thought
that was
Puka and Koopa was the combo, but they went somewhere else.
A surprise for me in that D's he still hasn't been picked up yet,
and that's what I'm saying. Also, he's not been picked up yet either
at all.
Well. So
and
yeah,
he might be going to Dallas. Well, that's going to be really crazy.
Man,
it gives Dak another weapon, but it just remains to be seen. You had to put some more pieces around him. Dre, what is one of your surprises?
The one I was happy to see the Pasternak. He was with y'all last year, the Niners. Formerly, he was even on the Vikings. I was surprised to see him go to the New England Patriots. That was one that when I saw that, I was like, oh, he really is a good quarterback. He's smart. I think he gets in the QB room and kind of brings a lot of knowledge and stuff. So that's why he always has a job. So that one probably shocked me the most, though.
He didn't get to play much, but I was sad to see him go. They said he was a nice fit, and like you said, in the meeting room, and brings a lot of intelligence and smarts. I know he was hurt a couple of times when he could have started or had an opportunity to play late. He just wasn't healthy enough. So for me, number 4 is the Dallas Cowboys freed up more than $50 million in cap space. They haven't done anything with it.
Nothing.
I think someone said that they went after some 3rd rounders that really hadn't panned out with other teams. That's the big splash.
Javonte Williams, he's the running back that was on Denver. He didn't really have a big splash like you said last year. He was like few and far between as far as running the ball because they had a couple other backs. And then they signed Turpin. Javonte, he's their special teams guy.
Yeah, a nice little deal.
Nice little deal. I was pretty happy to see him get signed. Special teams. He ran that one back last year, if y'all remember. I think that was the longest one of the year, maybe, but that was pretty cool because he came from the USFL, not even XFL. Yeah,
nice.
He came from
Good for him.
That other league or whatever. So that I was happy to see that one, but. Yeah, I mean, they still need more. Like you said,
they still need more. You had Dak restructure his deal, CD restructure his deal to free up some money, but I guess it remains to be seen what they'll do going forward. Do you have another surprise?
Another surprise was I was going to say Justin Fields to the Jets.
That was number 3 for me. I agree.
That for sure.
Yeah, that was a big surprise, especially. But he deserves to be a number 1. I thought it was going to be a number 1 in Pittsburgh, but he found his bag. They're going to have to give him some
be happy with the bag.
Yeah.
And that other thing, does he understand the scrutiny that he's going to be under playing? You go from Pittsburgh, which is mild-mannered in terms of the media, to the hotbed of New York City.
And it's a snake-bitten franchise.
It is.
It's not a winning franchise.
It is.
That's what I'm saying. After how many years and how many players, how many coaches have gone through there, and it's the same result every season.
I think he went out of spite. I think he really was that teed off that they went with Russell over him.
Can't think with your emotions.
No. I know you got a bag, but you might have got a bigger bag.
Yeah,
staying with Pittsburgh.
He might have. Honestly, like you said, I think he's frustrated as far as even with the how the Bears treated him, and then how the Bears treated him a little bit, and that probably he got that same feeling a little bit when he was even with Pittsburgh. Like you said, now he just wants a fresh start. He's thinking he can have a sole QB1 position again, which I don't blame him for. They said he wasn't even in the country when he accepted the position. I guess he was.
Yeah, he was over in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
He showed his espresso or whatever, and he's over in Dubai. And then next few hours later, he's signing with the Jets. So
man, that's
good for him. Dre, you got another for us?
I'd say probably. I didn't think we were going to be able to keep Chris Godwin. That would probably be my number.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a good re-sign.
And then I'll piggyback off that one just to get and then we also got Hassan Reddick who was on the Jets there for a little bit. So that's pretty good. We need a little edge. Yeah, both of those is pretty good, at least for my squad. I'm excited to see that back in action next year. Because they did say we was actually going to try to get Khalil Mack, but I was like, that might be too far-fetched.
Yeah, they can't
and
let
then
him
he
go.
Re-signed with the Chargers.
With the Chargers.
Which is smart for them.
Very smart for him and them, I think.
For sure.
At some point, you want to put down roots and stay if you're healthy.
Because, Bosa wasn't healthy when he was with them.
It'll be interesting to see going to cold weather, playing in Buffalo. Can he stay healthy? You couldn't stay healthy in L.A. and San Diego when they were there.
Now you're going to Buffalo.
You're going to Buffalo, man. It's just brutally cold.
But he played at Ohio State, though.
That's true. Okay. It's not Buffalo.
He better do
cold.
a lot of ice baths.
I'm about to say, you go, man.
Every morning, he better start with an ice bath.
You're going from warm to straight cold.
Your body temperament.
Red light therapy.
My number 2 was Myles Garrett. Got us thinking winning was more important than money. And jackass he made out of me.
Jenkins.
Winning.
Man. Maybe look Jenkins. He got
number 3?
That was my number 2.
That was number 2.
Because my third one was Justin Fields. I piggybacked off that.
Okay.
That was 3 for me. Who's your next one, D? You got another?
So 3 for me would be Devontae going to the Rams was a surprising pick.
That was a surprising pick.
Yeah, that was actually a real good splash, especially that made it let it be known like, okay, they're going other ways than Cooper Kupp. They're going somebody a little bit more who stays healthier.
Yeah, that made it apparent for me.
Made it apparent Cooper Kupp's out the door because you're not getting rid of Puka.
He's young. They let me know free agency is real. Like, hey, that's somebody that I was saying that we even talked about it, D, that I wanted him for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Sure-handed.
Smooth. Make plays.
He's a big playmaker.
Yeah.
If you get him the ball, he even played well late. Aaron Rodgers, they start finding some chemistry. I think him and Mr. Matt Stafford are going to have some nice hookups.
He's going to definitely be able to give him the ball.
How about besides that double screen play that they ran at the Jets, like towards, I don't remember what game. I think it was Jets versus Miami or something. Aaron throws it to him. He throws it back to Aaron. Aaron throws it back to him.
That's a play Aaron drew up.
He had to draw that up.
Yeah. He was like, wait, I'll show you. I can do it. Like,
remember we were going to do this in Green Bay. We never got to do it.
Right. Literally. How about you just let us take care of the offense?
Let's just do it.
He did an audible at the line.
He said that special play we've been wanting to run.
That's crazy. Yeah. But my next one will be Daniel Jones going to the Colts.
That's a big surprise.
I was like, okay, so they trying to put some pressure on Anthony Richardson now. It doesn't make no sense to have this clown in here who we thought was going to be successful, but he don't want to get into the playbook. He just eating noodles and he's lazy.
That's crazy, man.
He still thinks
but
college.
The thing about him, he is only 22 years old.
Yeah,
I think they said he played less than 20 games total collegiately. So that was just a bad choice by the Colts. They made a big reach. Yeah, he didn't have the maturity or
the talent.
He's got the talent, but he just didn't have enough games under his belt, or doesn't have enough games under his belt to be successful. He's gonna be one of those ones. They'll let him go. And he's gonna go somewhere else
and ball
with some maturity, and he's gonna turn his. At least we hope that's gonna happen.
That's the case.
But I can see that really going that way. Dre, you got another surprise? That was a good one.
That one, and what else did I? Zach Wilson going to the Dolphins. Okay, Tua, they saw you on the yacht. They saw you.
That was a good one.
They saw you on the yacht looking a little hefty. All the fans was They was mad. They said, what is Tua doing? You already got a concussion, serial concussions and all this craziness. And now you got Zach Wilson ready to come take your job. So we'll see how he
Zach saw
cooperates.
the writing on the wall there. It's
Yeah.
like, Bo Nix is the real deal. I won't be playing anytime soon.
At all.
He knows that Tua's going to get concussed at some point.
Oh, he'll be in this year.
He'll
for
be
sure.
in
Yeah.
there. My thing as a professional, though, I think I rather would play under Sean Payton than
Yeah.
Mike McDonald. So
Yeah,
in terms of trying to help me further my game.
Mike McDaniel, I like him.
McDaniel.
When he first started, I was like, okay, this guy. I think it was when the energy was fresh. Still, they were on Hard Knocks and stuff. I was watching a little bit of that. I think that was the in season last year, if I remember right. And I liked him, but as he's progressing and you start seeing how everything playing out, and Cheetah wants to leave, and all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't know if Mike McDaniel gonna be there too much longer. I think he got a little extension. He's supposed to be there, to 27 or something, but it's just not looking good.
If they don't do well this year, I think they might be getting rid of him. He'll be a coordinator again.
I'm about to say, you saw Fangio. He left there last year, and now he's up in Philly. Got him a Super Bowl ring.
Got him a ring. Finally got the ring. And he's been a head coach before. And sometimes you're just better as the assistant, as the right-hand man, the man next to the man.
For sure.
My number one surprise, drum roll. I didn't have it ready. But Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, as of this point, still do not have homes.
Yeah.
Still don't have homes. That's a big, big surprise. I just knew one or both of those two would be in Pittsburgh by now.
Next home is the nursing home, they said.
Man. Behind Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Behind Patrick's home.
Right. Living behind Patrick's home.
Did you say Patrick Mahomes? No. Behind Patrick's.
No. Patrick's home. Patrick down the street.
Down the street.
Patrick Johnson.
Exactly. Another for you, D?
So 2 would be Myles Garrett and Joey Bosa. Myles Garrett staying with the Browns, and then Joey Bosa going to Buffalo. I think those were 2 splashes. So that was number 2 for me. And then number 1 was DK. I think that was the biggest surprise for me. Not biggest surprise, but a landing spot. It was like, oh man, that's something they can do with now. Whoever they can get to throw him the ball.
Still don't have anybody throwing it. Well, we got Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I'm about to say Mason.
We got Mason, but I'm still.
I forgot about one. Kenny Pickett to the Browns.
Not bad.
Yeah,
that one surprised me.
Yeah,
he got a ring.
Got a ring.
Didn't have to do nothing. That's easy money right there.
He did. He came in for those little garbage time plays in the playoff. Kept it together, and that was about it.
Did he have to play in the Super Bowl? Right.
I think
he got to play a play.
Right? Yeah, it was
one play
in mop-up time. Yeah, he did. He got in there.
I'm about to say he got to play.
I remember that now.
He got to play in the Super Bowl, got a ring. Hey, not bad.
Not bad. I think. What do you think that your Falcons are going to do in terms of, are they really going to keep Kirk, or is he Cleveland bound? Because I keep hearing that rumor that maybe he's the quarterback for Cleveland.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. Either trade him, get rid of him, or especially that money you gave him. You gave him 4 years, $180 million. You're tripping.
And even if you trade him, you're going to have to eat some of that yourself. You got to eat
some of that. So that's just taking away someone you could have signed, a Bosa, Cooper, someone who could have, a veteran player who could have really changed the offense. I guess we're going to have to just go through the draft and get some young pieces. But, yeah, man, you're going to have to do something because, I mean.
He says he wants to stay. And they say they want to keep him, but I don't know how they want to keep him.
Man, he needs to be the backup behind Penix, man.
He'll be the backup. I think they made that clear. He'll be the backup.
Yeah, Penix is our future.
I think they're afraid of, and they're wondering if he's going to be a happy backup. That he's going to be helpful, helpful backup.
Out of Kurt's nature of what I've seen, he seems like he's going to be a happy
dude.
backup.
He seems like he's not like that.
He seems
he
ain't like that,
dude,
right? I don't think you never know. Right. Money and situations, thinking change.
He's getting good money though. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. He's getting good money. You down in the A.
They say
swag surfing.
White family down there. Somebody
right? Yeah. Wifey, like, where you at? They said we're going to the Magic show. We at Magic City.
Right.
No, that's not the. That ain't. She made something disappear.
They said they're supposed to make something disappear. And it's only been my money.
Right. My money is all gone. I had stacks. And now it disappeared.
They're showing me things, and my money's disappeared.
Right.
It's gone.
But I think he should just be the backup, give Penix knowledge. That's what I think the plan needs to be anyway.
Mhm.
The fact that you gave him that much, that's crazy. I
Only
guess
to turn around some weeks later and you draft who is now your future.
who's your future?
The
So it's
future.
just like
You all should be riding his rookie QB deal
For
and really
sure.
building that team
you
up.
could have brought in a real good pass rusher
Man.
in, like somebody, like a game changer.
I'm wondering if Fontenot is on the hot seat for that move. If they don't really have a good draft, I'm not trying to wish that bad on your team. I'm just saying that was a boneheaded move that you didn't have to make.
It was tripping. Yeah, they was. I just don't think. Yeah, you didn't have to give him that much money.
Mm-mm.
And I guess
Not at
maybe
all.
Penix was a game time decision and be
Yeah,
like, man, we might need to go ahead and get a quarterback too.
As
So
a backup.
you can probably give him the benefit of doubt. Now, I guess it works since you got two quarterbacks that could play in your offense. So it seems like a lot of teams are struggling with that, with just a good quarterback in their
I'd
locker
be
room.
calling Minnesota and ask him if they want Kirk back.
Ooh,
He knows that offense. And if he is that kind of dude, that solid dude, he can be a good backup to McCarthy, and he can even play till he's ready.
Do what he did this year, play all the way, and then when it was time to get the keys to the other dude, you fall back.
Right. All right. Anything else you got, Dre, for us before we sign off?
What was I gonna say? That Marcus Lawrence and freaking Micah Parsons beef. I know you guys saw that.
What are they beefing about? Apparently, Micah
They're
don't even
beefing,
really
but
like.
I don't know what they're beefing about.
So I guess it came out when this was like the first report that he did when he got to Seattle, of course, because they got rid of him and then he signed with Seattle. I left because I knew I wasn't gonna win a Super Bowl there. You're not gonna win a Super Bowl with Seattle either. Like,
especially no Sam Darnold. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
I think he stands a better chance in the NFC West than he does.
He might.
I think that's gonna be
now.
a LA San Francisco fight though in 2025, but we'll see.
Yeah. And they say the Falcons, I think, are trying to get Trey Hendrickson from the
we're trying to do a big push because
if you get him, he's a game changer.
That's a game changer for sure. That can change, and because Cincinnati cheap, so they're gonna be like, oh, we could clip some coupons.
The fact that they're letting this man talk to other teams, and
it's
apparently
crazy.
he likes that area. He's from Florida. Atlanta's a hop, skip, and a jump from there.
Yep.
That'd be a great fit for him too.
Man, and a great fit for us as far as pass rushing.
I'll be nervous every time we play y'all. Baker gonna get sacked 20 times. I was gonna say the Chicago Bears have been signing a lot of linemen too. I don't know their names off the top of my head.
See, they're beefing up that line to protect
Caleb. Yeah. So if he really don't really show too much this year, then we know it's okay. Caleb might not be what they hyped him up to be initially, and he was great at USC, but he got in this league. He's holding the ball too long. We got you wide receivers, DJ Moore. I don't know if Keenan Allen's coming back. You got Romo Dunze. Who's the freaking tight end? I'm blanking out on him. Gosh, what's
something. CFAT.
Cole Kmet, ain't it?
Yeah, there you go. Kmet.
Cole Kmet. Yeah. And so we doing what we need to do, and I think Ben Johnson would actually be good for that franchise this year.
I think he'd be much better than the Eberflus. Still don't understand how he got that D coordinator's job with Dallas.
me neither.
Still shaking my head on that one.
That's crazy for real. Yeah, that's what it come down to. When you know somebody that knows somebody.
That's true.
That's
true.
Did you say that? Yeah, the D Hop too. I was gonna say that D Hop one, man.
Yeah, D Hop to the Ravens. That was good.
I think him and Lamar gonna do some special this year.
I think
definitely another added weapon.
Selected games. I don't think he has that kind of 1,000 yards, anything like that. But I think he'll be a good receiver for him.
Right, 800. 800 with a couple touchdowns.
Yeah,
touchdowns.
Zay Flowers,
and being a good safety valve for him. Ray, we appreciate you. Thank you, fellas.
All right, now.
The wild and the weird.
The wild and the weird.
Quickly becoming one of my favorite segments.
Yeah, new segments.
Man accidentally shot by his dog after paw gets stuck in the trigger.
What? Snoop Dogg. What dog?
A man in Memphis, Tennessee called 911 on Monday, March 10th, just before 4 a.m. after telling the dispatcher his dog shot him in the thigh. According to local reports, Gerald Kirkwood, 39, claimed to police he was lying in bed with a female friend when his 1-year-old pit bull, Oreo, jumped on the bed and accidentally got his paw stuck on the trigger guard before hitting the trigger. The gun went
Dang.
off and grazed Kirkwood in the top of his left eye. It's unclear why, but reports say the female friend left the scene after the accidental shooting and before police and paramedics arrived on the scene. Police have not yet been able to publicly identify the woman. When officers asked the victim where the weapon was, he advised that the female friend took it when she left. Kirkwood was transported to a local hospital in non-critical condition. A local reporter visited the home on Monday, and the injured man was not at home, but Oreo was.
Oh, okay. So that
She
gun
shot
must
him, did. That dog did. Why would she take the gun away?
right. Why would she take the gun away? They must have been. They must have been. Or the gun was illegal, or the gun was used for something else.
Right.
They trace the gun and see, oh, this is a legal fire weapon. Trace it back, it goes to something else.
Wouldn't you
But
see Oreo's paw print,
on the gun,
on the gun, acknowledging or basically stating that, or I guess
I'm trying to see how.
corroborating the fact that he
Okay,
jumped up on the bed, and so the gun was laying on the bed. Dog jumps up on the bed. I guess as he's jumping, and
he's
I don't know if
probably pawing at the thing, and maybe it's a hair. He had a hairline trigger. You barely touch that mug that was going off, and she just fled
and took the gun.
and took the gun with her. And then they went back and he was gone.
No, they took him to the hospital.
Oh, they took him to the
But
hospital.
when the reporter went to go ask questions, he wasn't at the home at the time.
Okay.
But the dog was still there. Now the dog told me, no.
Right. Bad dog.
Oreo told me he didn't get fed properly. He had to pull a gun out on.
Hey, you think I'm playing? I ain't gonna bite you. I'm gonna shoot you.
I'll shoot you.
I'm trying to think, because either she shot him.
That's what I think. So
Or
it
maybe it
says
really
that he jumped on the bed, he got his paw stuck on the trigger guard, and then he hit the trigger.
Damn.
That just sounds like the dog was doing that doesn't sound right. Something about that just sounds fishy. And why did she take the gun with her?
Right.
Like you said, unless it was used somewhere else
Used
for
somewhere else and
something
they can
else.
trace back to you. Or they were laying in bed. She was probably playing with the gun. Or something.
Yeah, she
was messing
grabbed
around.
it and
Probably
accidentally
grabbed it
shot
and
him.
accidentally shot him.
And then they blamed it on the dog.
Right.
Damn.
But I don't see why she would have had to fled though. She probably nervous in the mud. She probably, this dude really shot the dog. Really shot him. He's like, yeah, I can't get him none. You getting shot by your dog? She was out of there. She was, girl, you wouldn't believe this.
The dog said, "Not in my bed."
Right.
You know he's supposed to be in here.
Who is she?
Who is she?
Now you told me no company. Dang, that is wild and weird. That could be.
The dog said, "And you know I'm in heat."
Right. You know I don't play that.
And now you trying to what?
Now this really gives Pitts a bad name. They was already saying they was aggressive dogs.
Right. Now they shoot you.
They only bite you, but they'll shoot you. You gotta watch out for them Pitts. It's a new breed.
They gotta update the characteristic of a pit bull.
It's not a Shih Tzu. It's
Known
a
to shoot you, right?
Right.
May be aggressive.
I gotta
may bite strangers.
Shoot you terrier.
Known to bite and shoot at times. But think about her though, D. She's waiting to hear that knock on the door. Ma'am, can you please explain the story to us?
Yeah,
Tell us exactly what happened.
Exactly what happened. Because why she fled and she took the gun.
And she
That's
took
what
the
makes
gun.
it suspicious.
Yeah,
So just mean like, okay.
That's why I'm not believing it.
Yeah, we missing it. Because if it was legal, if it really happened, and the dog took the gun, okay, no big deal. But it must have been a legal gun.
Has to be something.
Or she did it, or she shot him.
She shot him. I'm gonna have to follow up on that just to see.
She shot him.
What really happened? See if we can get to the bottom.
That's wild.
But that's from our Wild and the Weird.
That was in Memphis too. We go down
in Memphis. Not a cousin. I made sure I checked the name.
Right.
Nobody we
No,
were related
and
to.
no relation.
No relation. All right. It's not a taco.
It's not a burrito.
It's not a sandwich.
It's not a panini.
It's not a pizza. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a good wrap.
It's a good rap. It's a
Who's
rap
the
for
rap? Who's the rap?
Tiger Woods, y'all.
Tiger
He
Tiger Woods, y'all.
ruptured his Achilles and had surgery earlier this week, which means he will probably more than likely be out this whole next entire year. So we won't
From
see
the-
him at the Masters or
from the
any other
simulation?
tournaments. Didn't say how he ruptured it. Then we never heard that story. Just
And his
said
Achilles?
he didn't announce it till after he had the surgery. So
Man, rupture your Achilles is crazy.
that man's had a lot of injuries.
It's a
these
wrap for him
last
in,
few
in
years.
general.
I think so, D. Professionally, it's a wrap.
Because you like you just said, you having too many injuries, car crashes. No, he ain't had one lately, but
Not lately, but that contributed to his legs. That's the main issue. He's
Right.
still trying to rehabilitate the leg, the ankle, and his right leg. Had
Overworking.
multiple back surgeries. Multiple back surgeries. I think he just had one procedure towards the end of 2024.
Just be there for little Tiger.
Right, for little Charlie.
Little Charlie. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like father, like son.
Now he can't play on the senior tour. He turns 50 in December. So it's not like he
Okay.
can't play.
Right.
I just don't know if his body will hold up. They don't play 4 rounds on the senior tour. They play 3, which might help him out. And they also use a cart. And that might
he
help.
need that boy.
He definitely
that
definitely needs a cart. But if
He
he's
needs
going
a
to
cart
play
for
on the
sure.
regular PGA tour, even in the majors, man, you got to gear up for about a month just to get ready for a major, and then you got to get your body right after you play. I don't know if he still has it in him, D. It's sad, and it made me wonder, and I don't want to insinuate this happened, so let me preface it by saying that. But there were some little whispers that possibly at one point he might have been doing steroids. And with steroids, it causes the body to break down.
Yeah, you did. As soon as you stop it, it deteriorates.
Your body starts deteriorating.
Yeah.
And I just wondered if it, and again,
And
one of
I
my favorite
wonder,
athletes of all time, let me say that.
Do you know?
I'm not insinuating. I'm just saying, is there more to that whisper that we typically don't talk about that may have caused the breakdown in his body so drastically?
Say, whenever there's a whisper, there's a shout.
Is that like when there's smoke, there's fire?
Right.
When there's a little smoke.
There's a little whisper. There's someone shouting. But on that point as well, one of my favorite athletes of all time, LeBron James. There's also been some whispers
Starting to hear that. Yeah.
about him being on something, maybe not even steroids, but something in the lab. Because
it'd be like a HGH,
yeah,
like a human growth hormone.
Somewhere he does get injured. He's injured now, but the performance, it could be an anomaly, but the fact that you're still an MVP candidate at 40 years old.
Then one of his main people recently get caught with some steroids. I think I saw that earlier this week, and I meant to dig into it a little bit more, but they say one of his main people who does a lot for him was recently either caught with steroids.
Yeah, why the homie got the steroids?
Hey, that's how Barry Bonds did it. That man actually, the guy, what's his name, the trainer, went to jail for him.
Right.
I don't know. We'll keep it moving.
We're not insinuating anything.
No, not insinuate, but just there's been whispers.
Like the whispers.
Indeed, wherever there's a whisper, there's a shout somewhere.
Beat goes on, beat goes on.
Also, it's a wrap for New York Yankees pitcher Garrett Cole, who had Tommy John surgery the other day, so he's lost for at least this upcoming season.
Jimmy John.
Tommy John normally takes about a season and a half to recuperate from. So it's a wrap for those two athletes. Moving on to a little bit of NBA conversation.
Hey.
A potential NBA Finals matchup took place Wednesday night between OKC and the Boston Celtics. The Thunder handed Boston another home loss 118 to 112.
Oh,
The MVP leader in the clubhouse, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, had a
Shay.
steady 34, 5, and 7 night,
Smooth.
while Jason Tatum, put up a 33, 8, and 8 in a losing effort. OKC becomes the second team to secure a playoff spot behind Cleveland, who's also clinched a playoff berth. Did you see any of that game, D?
No, I didn't get to see it in the game. I watched the highlights.
I saw the whole second half. That was a game.
Man.
That was a game.
But like you said, that's a potential NBA Finals matchup. The way those two teams have been playing, have been hot. Shea, bro, he's a smooth little baller. Like he gets a cool little 30 like effortlessly.
And they say this will be his third season in a row as a guard shooting 50% or better from the field, and averaging 30 points. So averaging 30 points and shooting 50% from the field, that's unheard of. It's not like he's right up under the basket like a Jokic, getting a lot of putbacks or in the paint doing work. He's shooting threes, and he's shooting that mid-range. Like Mark Jones said, the head of the MIDI committee.
Man, head of the MIDI
president
committee.
of the MIDI committee, because he
Bring
can
the
shoot
MIDI
that
back.
mid-range.
That
Like
mid-range
we said last week, don't underestimate a good mid-range game. And just to prove that point, the Celtics shot 63 threes last night in a loss. And then OKC shot like maybe 13 to 15 less and won, because they were getting buckets in the paint.
Man. Get a little closer, man.
Getting buckets in the paint.
And
Chet Holmgren was a rebounding machine. I should have had that stat. But down the stretch, every big rebound, he was grabbing them, especially on the defensive end of the floor. That is a deep, deep team. People keep talking about their youth, but I think their playoff run last year helped them this year. It prepped them for this year. I can see them winning the whole thing. If nothing else, I see them in the finals. And this was Boston's second test. They played the Lakers on Saturday night and beat them. They beat the doors off the
beat the brakes off them. In the game, LeBron got injured.
That's the game he left with that groin injury.
So he's out to 1 to 2 weeks, they were saying.
So I can definitely see. But I tell you what, I watched Cleveland on Sunday night.
Cleveland!
Against Milwaukee. It's going to be Boston and Cleveland for sure in the
OKC
in the finals, the Eastern Conference
Finals.
And it's going to be OKC, and you can pick them. It could be Golden State. It could be the Lakers.
Yeah, whoever gets hot, for real.
Whoever gets hot. Yep.
Whoever gets hot and who's not. Yeah, like you were saying, I think the chemistry, the fact that team has been together for numerous of years, played together, they trust each other. Chemistry does a lot in basketball. If the locker room is gelling and they're working well together and they're all real close, you can tell, like, even after their game interviews, they're having guys who didn't even play in the interviews with them. They were all real close. But I think, like you were saying, the last year, they weren't ready yet. It was like they was heating up, but they weren't ready to go ahead and put it in the oven yet. It was still preheating. I think they could definitely, the way they're playing, the way Shea's playing too as well.
Nobody can shut them down.
And no one's shutting them down. I think they could have a good as chance as just anybody to win the whole thing right now, because it is between those teams, those three teams, Cleveland and Boston on the east side, and then OKC and whoever can get hot. Those teams have been some good basketball right now, so excited to see it.
NBA rankings, the first four teams, Cleveland, OKC, Boston, and LA, are in their same top four spots.
Okay.
The newest team to the rankings in the fifth slot, the Golden State Warriors. Winners of 5 in a row as of this recording. Jimmy Butler, I think they're 10-1 or 11-1 with him in the lineup.
Damn.
So he's definitely made a difference for that team. And Steph's shooting the lights out of the basketball. Yeah, they're putting several teams.
That celebration tough.
Yeah. night. Lay that ass down. Don't sit your ass down.
He'll hit a D3. Just go to
Then you look at the clock. It's like, it's over.
Yeah.
They're not coming back.
Imagine someone just hitting a 3 in my face and he just.
Then they got the team doing it too. Steve Kerr did it the other night and made Steph do it when the coach does it.
That's
Steph
hard,
started
bro.
laughing, and then he went ahead and did it. Go
Bro.
ahead, man. Tell him.
I think, but when it's all said and done, he's got to be. We'll have to do. He had to be top 10
He's getting that conversation, D.
by the time it's all said and done. Man, the dude is ridiculous
Ridiculous, and changed the game.
and the impact you left on the game is what I think also puts you in that consideration too as well. Just like
that rare
you're
air.
the rare air. Just okay, what did you leave? If I'm talking about the history of basketball, who are the people who pivoted and impacted it the most? Steph
He's gonna have to
Curry.
be mentioned.
Absolutely. If you don't mention Steph Curry and you're explaining basketball, especially around this time, this era, yeah, no, you can't do it.
Can't do it now. Can't do it. All right, son. The MVP race, like I said, the leader in the clubhouse is Shea Gilgeous Alexander. Even they had the matchup against the Joker the other day, and OKC won head-to-head matchups. Yeah. NHL, Alex Ovechkin, as of right now, March the 13th, he's still 9 away from breaking the scoring record held by the great one, Wayne Gretzky. So not much has changed on that front.
How many's away?
He's still 9 away.
9 away.
Mm-hmm. A little something on the side.
A little something on the side.
UFC 313 was a flop to me, D.
Flop. Already
Alex Pereira.
Yeah,
it was a flop. And this will be my flop. Alex Pereira, from the time he walked out, he did not look comfortable. You could just see it in his eyes. We've watched a lot of his fights, and he normally looks a lot more confident than what he did. But man, hats off to Magomed. Dude did what he had to do. He wrestled. He was striking Pereira. He kept Pereira on the defensive. I almost didn't make it. I was starting to doze in that Gaethje fight, the co-main event. And then all of a sudden, I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm up now. Might as well stay up and see how this turns out. And I was highly disappointed.
I did not make it. I watched that Gaethje fight all the way through. Saw Pierre to come out. Saw Magomed.
Yeah, Magomed. Yeah.
Magomed. I saw him come out. I saw they were about to get ready, and then I don't know what happened. I blacked out.
When old boy said, D said it's time for me to lay down, right?
I did the Steph.
He did the Steph.
And then I woke up and then I saw that he lost. I said, dang.
Yeah.
I was like, man, good thing I didn't watch it because I would have been mad. And then after I saw you guys talk about it, I was like, oh yeah. I watched the highlights and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Dang, dude didn't even come out acting. He was acting like he was scared. He was acting like he was scared of the takedown.
He's very timid. He was definitely scared of the takedown.
Like he was trying to defend that so much.
He wasn't throwing. He wasn't throwing his hands like he normally does. Yeah.
Throw him out. Throw those hands. Knock him out. You ain't got to worry about the takedown.
When old boy figured out that he wasn't coming forward and trying to hit him,
pressure.
He kept putting that pressure on him, and I was so disappointed. I'm like, man, this is not the Pereira I expected to see.
Right.
Especially staying up that late. I'm like, man, I really wanted to see something different. But it's all good. All right, son. We'll move on. Let's go get our juicy news powered by Excess Energy Drink.
Excess Energy Drink.
Hit Sonny Boy up.
Energy,
Those
please.
are the drinks to have.
Mango, pineapple, guava.
If you don't need caffeine, they do have a non-caffeine product that tastes just as good. You put that joker, I take them to work out of the refrigerator, take them to work, put them in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Whew, that ice cold pineapple mango.
Fire.
Man, nothing to play with.
And it gives you just good energy. Nothing, you don't
jittery, crash. Yeah, it's not like a Red Bull where you may crash and burn.
Your heart is not
like a Monster Energy drink. And I'm not trying to break them down.
Right, we're not trying to break them down, but if you're looking for...
We're breaking them down.
Yeah. Something that's going to explode your heart, drink one of those. But one of these right here is just good, long-lasting energy, good amount of caffeine in there, 0 sugar as well. Good source of vitamins, B vitamins, so you can help focus too, and for digestion. But yeah, it's a real good drink. Excess Energy. Hit your boy up.
Hit him up. Hit him up. Who you got? What's that juicy news? Because if you don't know, now you know. Young brother. Young sister, young Leia, Dwight,
White,
Howard,
Howard,
P.
B,
Diddy,
Lay,
Porter,
Porter,
family,
B.
Sheeta,
So for that
Stephen
juicy,
A.
you see it right, right. So for that juicy note, Drew Skay, because
Drew Skay, about to find out.
yeah, because honestly, that's what the juicy news is about. Odell Beckham Jr. and Drewski have allegations against them in the Diddy lawsuit, and amended Diddy lawsuit, and sexual assault.
Yeah.
And the lawsuit against Odell and Drewski is actually 87 pages long. So it's not just like a. Now this is all speculation and allegations, but it's
But
not
they
just
have been named defendants in Diddy's trial, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
So Ashley Parham, or Jane Doe and John Doe, claims that she was sexually assaulted by Drewski, Odell Beckham, and Diddy at one of her parties. She said they poured oil and lubricant all on the plaintiff's naked body, and then Drewski was alleged that he was the one pouring oil all on her, and then was treated like a slip and slide, and knocking the wind out of the plaintiff due to his enormous size. So this could have been so the, the plaintiff.
Hope they don't try to reenact that.
Man, I hope they don't try to reenact that. So yeah, the defendant Drewski is accused that the plaintiff used her as a slip and slide. Odell there too as well, and said while the defendant was doing that, Diddy was sat in a chair near the bed and recorded it all on his phone, allegedly.
Damn. But they said they gang raped her, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And so the plaintiff's phone fell as she tried to grab for it, but it slipped out of her hand due to the oil and the lubricant that had been doused all of her body. The defendants, Diddy and Drewski, began laughing at the plaintiff. And I'm assuming Odell was in the room with them while all this was happening, since he's alleged in the allegations. Drewski came out with a statement. This was on X. Said these allegations are fabricated lie. Because it said this happened back in 2018, that the public figure they were all there, and he was claiming, he said he wasn't even a public figure in 2018. I was broke, living with my mom, without any connections to the entertainment industry at this time of the allegations. So the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks for actually victims' abuse, and I'm fully confident that the evidence will expose the falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to game the legal system to pedo false narratives. And then Odell came out and said also on X, "Boy, I'll tell you what, this world makes absolutely no sense. I am covered by God. He will prevail. I know who I am. I know who you are. Keep your head. That name will be cleared." And he said, "Shit, stupid."
Damn.
So, yeah, and these are all allegations, especially because these are coming from not trustable sources. They're just thrown out there. I'm expecting in this Diddy case, pretty much if you attended a Diddy party or was at a Diddy party, and these alleged victims who might be there or might came into there, you're going to be named, because not only if it wasn't directly you or someone around you, they're going to get you in that just because you were just guilty by association because you were at the party. And especially with the alleged amount of drugs that be going around, alcohol, piecing together a full story, they're just going to remember who's there and faces they remember. Yeah, as right now, it's all speculation. These are just allegations. Hasn't really truly come out, and like concrete evidence hasn't come out. It's really he say, she say. But the fact that their names are being tied in some of these allegations, we're going to be seeing a lot more names being pulled out of this Diddy arena, especially people who are very close to him. Yeah, that's the juicy news, man. It's gonna be a lot more to be coming out.
That's very juicy, because I was just struck by the names. Just why would you randomly say Drewski and OBJ of all people?
Right, that is the weirdest.
That's the weirdest duo to accompany Diddy that I could imagine. It's just, yeah. Now I don't know how popular he was in 2018. I was gonna do some homework myself and see if he really
if he
had,
was relevant
if
like
he
that,
was
because I don't think
relevant
he
or he
was.
was just starting to,
I think he was
break
just starting
ice.
starting to, because a lot of his he really got famous more towards 2020 for real, because he did a lot of Instagram lives. Like he
Okay.
was on Instagram, but he didn't really start getting he didn't start gaining traction until the pandemic hit, because everyone was doing lives around that time,
Mm-hmm.
and his live really took off because he was doing interviews. He was doing like interviews with just random people. That's when he started like the could have been records of like where he'll have random person come on and he'll act like has a record label and they will audition, and a lot of his that was a lot of just of his content was the could have been records. He would just have these wild people on there doing interviews and stuff like that. Then he started getting the lives turned to where he could start getting celebrities on there, and that's when he really blew up. But he really didn't blow up until about 2020 when the pandemic hit, because everyone
Right.
was trapped in. So he was on Instagram, but I think what he was saying, he made a good point when he said he wasn't even relevant in 2018. If you go back, he really wasn't. He really
So the
to that
likelihood of
level
him being at that party,
was
yeah,
was is
not very high.
now. He has said he's been to a Diddy party before, but this was probably here recently before Diddy got hemmed up.
Right.
Because here lately, and it's also one of them things where Drewski kind of blew up overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a really fast. Now you see him everywhere. It started just on social
Mm-hmm.
media, but
I
I mean
just started
he's
seeing him in these commercials, and I was like, "Who is the
commercials,
dude?"
yeah,
Yeah.
like commercials. He's in movies. As far as his YouTube content now, he's getting millions of views. He does the could have been records that's popular on YouTube, and he also has a could have been love, like it's like a flavor of love, but it's with him. Uh, they
Oh
fighting
yeah,
for the
where he's
juicy's
riding
love.
around and yeah, I don't like the kiss on the first date, but then they'll try to ask for a kiss. Like,
And he's I think I forgot what it was. They did a poll. He was like one of the top comedians at the
hmm,
time, or hottest comedians at the time. So yeah, his rise just was over, blew up. Him, Kai Cenat, they did that stream with Kevin Hart on a Kai Cenat stream, and that got millions of views.
right.
So yeah, so maybe this is also the downfall of becoming of the popularity and the fame. This is when the fame kind of goes against you, because now people are starting to take you down. So
Especially if you were at a Diddy party.
especially if you were at a Diddy party.
Man. All right, son. Good juicy news. I got one little tidbit I read today. Tiger Woods is dating Vanessa Trump, Donald Jr.'s ex-wife. So they've been together since Thanksgiving. But that was very interesting.
Damn, that is very interesting.
Yeah, that's something to keep an eye out on as well.
Maybe that's why all these problems happen to Tiger.
Yeah, well, hopefully she was there in the operating room or the recovery room helping him with his Achilles. Yeah, that caught me off guard. Didn't expect to see that. Time for our pops, flops,
Pops,
and
flops, and
props.
props. Pops,
Oh,
flops, and
those
props.
pops, flops, and props. Who you popping, son?
Oh, Pop's going through this time of the year. Big Pops is March Madness time. We got Selection Sunday on Sunday, and then games start, I believe, on March 18th. That's when the tourney actually starts. But yeah, I'm excited to see some of these March Madness games. This is the kind of best time of the year for college basketball, just a sports watcher in general. I love some college hoops, especially now because the games, you get to see some upsets. You can see a lot of the buzzer beaters. It's just the emotion and elation you get from these games is really good. So it's a big pops to March Madness coming up.
All right, my pop son is gonna go to Stephen Curry
Stephen Curry,
for becoming the first player to make 4,000 3-pointers
crazy,
in his career. Another record that will not be broken ever. Like I
ever
said,
again.
you mentioned it earlier in the podcast. He's gonna have to be considered in the top 10 of all time.
Absolutely, he's gonna have to be. When it's all said and done, there's no way you're not gonna be able to mention him in that conversation for sure. Just what he's done in the impact of basketball.
And the fact that he still wants to continue to play. James Harden is about 900 3-pointers behind Steph.
Mm.
He's not going to catch them. They say Harden can get to 4,000. He may be another that makes it. They say even Kevin Durant has an outside chance, but neither one of them is going to catch Steph, just for the simple fact that he wants to continue to play at least till he's 40. And the way he shoots, He's probably gonna make 5,000
Yeah,
three-pointers.
honestly, because his shooting ability is something that's gonna add longevity to his career. He's gonna be able to just spot up and shoot. You don't have to move around a lot. You're not gonna have to be able to just run all the miles he's running on the court. He doesn't have to do all that. He literally can just have spot up, shoot, and I'm there. And it's gonna be a bucket when he
It's
shoots it too.
bucket. And the fact that his mid-range shot is so underrated. He's gonna continue to score points too. That's the other thing. He's gonna start moving up the ranks in terms of the all-time leading scorers. Now he's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna catch LeBron because LeBron's still playing at a high
Oh
level.
man,
But
he's
man,
not
oh
gonna catch
man,
LeBron.
like I said,
No,
between the two of them, they're just looking at the record books and laughing at them. Okay, which
laughing
one
at
can
him.
I get next?
They'll
All right, I'm gonna
create,
get that one, and I'm just gonna shatter it,
and
obliterate it,
they're just making their own
pummel it,
records. Yeah.
pummel it, pummel it.
Pummel it. Yeah, they're making their own records at this point.
They're making their own records.
And those two is something we really haven't seen to be getting your LeBron's 40, Steph Curry's with
Just
36,
turned
30,
37
just
today.
turned
Happy birthday,
37.
Steph.
Happy birthday, Steph. But still playing at a high level. You see a resurgence of Steph's career too as well. And both barring no injury. I know Bron's hurt with the groin injury. I know, but it's
And
something
they've
he
lost
can.
3 in a row now.
Yeah, without him. Yeah, but as far as their careers, man, Steph, LeBron, history books, it's
They're shattering them.
shattered.
So, who you flopping? Who you flopping?
Flops is going to go to all the NFL teams that are not getting involved in this free agency. I'm seeing a lot of the same teams. I'm seeing a lot of Pittsburgh making some splashes. Buffalo is making some splashes. I'm seeing some of the same teams, but mainly my team, the Cowboys, Cincinnati, some of these teams who can make a push for the playoffs, but not really not doing it and getting in the mix and getting some of these available talents. I want to see where Cooper Cup lands because I still feel like he has a lot in the tank.
You and me both.
There's still a lot of other players that either you can re-sign on your team. For instance, Cincinnati. What you doing with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins? What are you doing with that? The Cowboys. You got a lot of money that's hemmed up, so you need to do some restructuring. So yeah, all the teams that's not getting into the or just staying stagnant. You missing out on some good times because there's some teams out here really trying to make a push to make that run.
Exactly. My flop, I already told you, to Alex Pereira. Didn't look like he was ready to fight, didn't want to fight. And yeah, so that's my flop. Who you propping, son? Who you propping?
Props is going to go to the Bills. The Bills has had a really good offseason so far, signing Josh Allen to a good contract, locking him in.
Extension.
Well-deserved. You got an MVP quarterback there who can get you there, hopefully with some more pieces around, but they signed Joey Bosa as well. So that adds to the defense. If he can stay healthy, that adds an enforcer. Khalil Shakur, the wide receiver, he actually had a real good season like this past year. Another safety blanket for Josh Allen. And they add Josh Palmer, wide receiver from the Chargers, who actually has a good route running ability, can get open and make some plays. And they keep DeMar Hamlin. they keep the alien DeMar Hamlin to a 1-year deal. So Bills are making some good moves. They're keeping some camaraderie. They're keeping the players that they know they can win with, and also bringing some new players to get them the edge. So we're gonna see if they can actually make it happen and
get past Kansas City.
They got to get past that AFC Championship.
Yeah,
that's their downfall right there. That AFC Championship. They can get to the Super Bowl, man. They could probably win it all.
All right, mine is going to go to all the teams that got the automatic bids on both the men's and women's sides. Some of those teams you'll only hear from them on that first day. Might not hear a lot from them after that. But this is what this time is all about. This is what we look forward to. Some good college hoops. Excited to see it. Can't wait for it. All right, son. Now it's time for us to tell someone to sit your ass down. Man, sit your ass down. Please. And thank you. Yes, sir. Who you telling, son?
My sit your ass down is going to go to Alex Piera. He that lackluster performance. Man, shoot, that was you didn't even go out on your shield for real. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, if you're gonna lose in a effort like that, you could go down on, say, F it, start swinging, start going crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? Just leave it all out there. But you like we were saying, you look timid. You didn't come out like how you usually come out,
No
and
fire
no
whatsoever.
fire, no passion. Almost like you were almost overlooking, or you weren't ready, or
He was
you weren't
afraid.
excited. Yeah, or
Yeah.
you were so worried about the takedown in the wrestling.
Takedown.
Takedown. You were worried about the takedown in wrestling. You couldn't even let your hands go. Pierre, sit your ass down, because I'm assuming they're gonna do a rematch. But that was just a waste of time. That Gaethje fight was more entertaining than the
It was. The
now.
co-main event
There
was
was some
better
other
than the main event.
I forgot what other undercard fight was better than that, but I saw some better fights than that main event. So Pierre, sit your ass down.
All right, son. Might as well go to Miles Garrett. Man, sit your ass
That's a
down.
good one
Cause
too.
you
He
tricked
did
the hell out of us, man. You kept saying
man.
you want to go to a contender. You want to go to a contender. You wanted to get traded. Then we look up just out the blue. You get 40 million and you're happy again.
He
And
said, "Hey,
be
that's it."
honest, your team is not far off from being a contender. You just were just in the playoffs 2 years ago. So why didn't you just say, I want to restructure my contract, or I'm not getting paid enough, but this, I want to be traded. I want to be traded. I want to go to a contender. And I'm sitting there, man, where's he going? Where's
Ooh,
he
right.
going?
Where
And
could
then
he
they give us
land?
the news, Miles Garrett has re-signed with what? Okay, man, I get you wanted the bag. You deserve the bag. You're one of the best defensive ends in the game. And I don't begrudge anyone getting their money. But I just think you could have went a different way about it without trying to be so demonstrative in the fact that you wanted to be
But
traded when
dramatic.
all
Yeah,
along
yeah,
was
yeah.
you wanted a
He just
little
wanted some.
bit more
He just
cheese.
wanted some more bread.
And I don't blame you. Get it. But sit your ass down.
Yeah. Because if you just wanted to leave, it wouldn't matter amount of money.
Right.
You really want to leave. I don't care what you signing me to. I'm
Exactly.
leaving. But it was just like you didn't. you
You tricked us.
you said all that. You said all that. Just be like, well, how? Okay, y'all gonna give me that shit. I'm cool here. I'm
I'm
gonna take
good.
it.
I
I'm
don't care
good.
if you put a winner
That's
around me.
that's all. Hey, we can lose the
You
rest of
could
the
have
year.
told me that 2 weeks ago.
Man, for real.
And you could have told us 2 weeks ago. So man, sit your ass down.
He out here.
All right, son, man.
Man,
There's a lot we chopped up.
a lot you chop up.
Good conversation, good
Very good.
content. And of course, we got a lot coming up. And as always, we thank you all for listening to the Meat and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
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 D, tell them.
Hey, but until next time, I'ma holler.